Hi guys, it is the Self-Love Coach Live, episode 18. My name is Stephanie Burton. This is Project Glow, and I'm just about to go out. I have gotten myself ready to go out on a date, and the mystery person that I'm going on a date with tonight is me. I'm going on a date with myself. I'm going to go to a movie and I'm going to go to dinner all by myself. And as I was getting ready and doing my makeup and deciding what to wear to go out tonight, I thought, gosh, I'm wondering for how many people this would be unbelievably difficult and unbelievably awkward. So tonight I just wanted to do a quick Facebook Live to talk a little bit about how to fall in love with being single, because for most people this is a disaster zone, and for a lot of the people that I work with, they often call it in the meantime. They kind of go into freeze mode, especially the ladies. Is like, if there isn't a man on the scene, they just stop going out, they stop doing anything social, they just completely go into hibernation mode, kind of like wind down, and then when a man arrives, they wind back up again. And for those of you that do a lot of personal development, you absolutely know that that is a recipe for dating disaster. And that if you cannot be happy being single, and if you cannot be in a state where you are still living your life, even though there is nobody waiting for you, then gosh, you're in a recipe for disaster. But it doesn't need to be that way at all. When you know the tools on how to really enjoy being single, yes, that is possible. And I'm not saying, swing from the chandeliers and go, woohoo, I don't need a relationship. That's ridiculous. Falling in love with being single has absolutely nothing to do whatsoever with going, well, I don't need a relationship. I'm a human being. I love love. I love being in love. I love men. Of course I do. That's not to say that I'm bitter or angry or jaded at all. But at the same time, I know who I am. I know what works for me, what doesn't work for me. By now, I'm in my 40s. I kind of know exactly what kind of human being I'm looking for. So I'm not going to, just settle for anything anymore. But at the same time, I still want to live my life. I still want to do things. I still want to go out. And, I like going out. I like eating good food, and I love going to the movies. So I'm going to do that by myself, and I regularly do that by myself. So this is about how to fall in love with being single, because you need to rock this. You need to rock this single existence, because if you don't rock being single, then you're just going to be in the state when you do meet someone on being in a state of need. And you know what? Human beings can smell that on you. Absolutely. If you're in a needy place and you're kind of going, God, I just need to meet someone because I just need to not be single anymore. This is absolutely awful. Yep, it's not going to work out well. So these are the exercises. If you have a piece of paper, I'm also going to put them in the comments below so you can work through them. If you want help with this, please drop me a private message and I will talk you through this, no problem at all. Because you know what? You shouldn't be unhappy being single, Anyway, let's run through this quickly because I need to get to the movies. All right. The first thing you need to do is write a whopping long list of the downsides of relationships. Yes, although you do want to be in one. So if you have a look at here, I always use this as a teaching material. The yin and yang sign. Every single person, every single event, every single experience on this planet has light and dark. Guess what? There are downsides to being in a relationship. You need to write a great big whopping list of the downsides of relationships in general and relationships that you've had in specific. You didn't like that person style of dressing. You didn't like the way that they crunched their cereal in the morning. You didn't like the fact that you had to, I don't know, give up your hobbies or something. You need to write a great big whopping list of the downsides of relationships. Because if you are completely in a state of infatuation with relationships, universe is not going to deliver you a relationship, because guess what? You need to first come into a state of, there it is. It needs to be in a state of balance. So here it is. Write a list of the downsides of relationships, the downsides to your health, the downsides to your finances, the downsides to your family, the downsides to your social circle, the downsides on every single level. Now, I've written that list and I eventually ran out at 422. Okay, then you need to write a list. Number 2 is the upsides of being single, because guess what? With that yin and yang sign over there, single has light and dark as well. You need to really drill down into that list and go, okay, what exactly absolutely rocks about being single? Well, you can watch whatever you like. You can go wherever you like. You can make arrangements at a drop of a hat. You, I don't know. There's very specific things for you that you need to write that list. That list came to me. It almost got to the 500 mark. So keep writing that list. Look at it from a health perspective, from a finances perspective, from a friendships perspective. So the upside of being single is I can really help my friends out at a moment's notice. I can go travel wherever I like without having to make too many arrangements. I can, what's the other upside of being single? I should go through that list. I should show you my list, actually. Anyway, let's carry on. Number 3. This is a big one, and you might not have heard this one before, is dun, da, da, da. Where is your soulmate right now? Now, for those of you who are single, you're going to look around and go, nowhere, I'm alone. That's not the point. The second law of thermodynamics says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. And that means even if you are single right now, your soulmate is with you, but it is not in one single person. So you know those lovely little dandelions, they have spores that go all over the place, is your soulmate is always with you. Your soulmate cannot leave you energetically, but when that person leaves you that you're in a relationship with, it then distributes itself into all the people around you. So currently my soulmate energy there's a very beautiful kitty cat right there. The moment my ex walked out the door, this cat started to snuggle the living daylights out of me. A little bit over there, you can't see him, is my absolute beautiful collie dog. Also, as the ex walked out, a whole lot of friends walked in and took on that energy. So right now, my soulmate is spread into, I think, about 22 different people that have taken on different elements of that energy. People that I go out with, people I go on holiday with, people I go to the movies with, people that hug me, people that play me compliments, it's just not here in one person. But my soulmate, the energy of soulmate, is always with me. And so it's really important that you write a list of where is your soulmate right now? Where is the soulmate energy distributed right now? Because it can't ever leave you. It's just like water. It goes into the ocean, then it goes into the clouds, then it goes into rain, then it goes into ice, but it doesn't ever leave. It just gets recycled. And that is for a very, very important reason. Because number 4, what is your relationship pattern? And this is all about both attachment theory. Are you anxiously attached or avoidantly attached? If those are 2 words you've never ever heard before, please look them up. This is paramount that you understand whether you are an anxious attachment or an avoidant attachment. It's a very, very big deal. Attachment is how you relate in relationships depending on what kind of blueprint you had in childhood. But what is your relationship pattern? Now, for a really, really long time, I was the absolute poster child on giving up on myself in relationships. That's because I am generally, or have been in the past, a codependent, because I grew up in a childhood environment where I had narcissistic elements, and therefore I just came out of my childhood going, oh, this is how I do love, or love equals pain. And as a result, I just collected narcissists left, right, and center because I needed to have the experience of coming out of my codependency. I'm sure if you've heard about that, that makes sense. So I used to be the poster child of, as soon as I got into a relationship, it was all about the other person. Not because I'm weak, not because I'm pathetic, not because I'm a doormat, but that's how my childhood programmed me, because that's what my childhood required from me. So actually what's really, really important is when you're single, you can take a great big whopping look at what is your relationship pattern? How did they all go wrong? And also, what combines all of them? What went right in all of them? What went wrong in all of them? Because it's like a breathing moment when you can really just lay it all out and go, okay, so that worked here, that didn't work here. Oh yeah, I gave up on myself there. That wasn't a good idea. And here, okay, then I ditched all my friends here. Take being single as your time to really figure out what your relationship pattern is. If you need help with that, PM me. I would love to have a conversation with you about that for free. Don't worry, it's not coaching, because this is the most fascinating thing that you can possibly ever do with your time of singlehood is really sit down and look at, well, who are you in relationships? What are your patterns? How do you behave? And where are your, your blind spots? That is something that this is amazing to look at. All right, number 5. Why is now a really, really, really good time to be single? So this is all about trusting that the universe isn't doing this for, for a laugh. If you believe in energy, that there's a journey that your life is on, and you're not here single because some greater force is punishing you. No, because right now in your life, like right now in my life, being single is exactly the right thing, because I'm not ready for that next relationship yet. And also right now, literally all my energy is going into building a business and being super focused on that. If I was in a relationship right now, that would distract me from it. And also, I know in my heart that I've still got a little bit to go on this whole codependency thing. So there's still work to be done. It's an amazingly powerful question. Is why is now a really, really good time for you to be single? What are you doing right now? What do you need to be concentrating on right now? What would a relationship distract you from that you really, really need to be doing right now? And the last one, make a plan. And I love doing this with my clients. Oh, I hope you can see that. Make a plan. What would you do if you were single forever? And this is one of the things we really do. I want you to imagine that for some reason you are now allergic to the opposite sex, which means that no more, ever again, are you ever going to be able to have a relationship with anybody ever again. What are you going to fill your life doing? What are you going to do with your life? What are you going to fill it with? How are you going to be fulfilled? How are you still going to go out and travel? Because actually, until you have a real hard think about what would you like to do? What would you fill your life with? It's such a powerful exercise, because when you meet that person, and I teach a lot of people about how to go dating, and it's a huge part of what I do in Project Glow. And I always say is regardless of how tall you are, how thin you are, whether you have hair or don't you have hair, the most attractive thing on any human being is a human being who knows themselves and is really on course to do something with their life. That is beyond anything the most attractive thing about a human being. And so when you go on that next date and when you meet that new person, are you sitting there just hanging on all of their word and making sure that they're okay and they're happy? Or are you really also in a place where you can say, you know what, actually, I'm okay with this thing. I don't need to run away from being single, because if you are constantly running away from being single, you're going to make awful choices in your partnerships. You're going to be there in a people-pleasing, codependent, eggshelling position, which is just going to cause disaster because the other person can smell that on you. Is you need to be 100% okay with being single, because until you can get to that place, the universe cannot deliver you that relationship that you want to be in. So that was all I have for you today. If you think I'm talking rubbish, tell me in the comments below. If there's something that you haven't heard of before, maybe that soulmate energy, that your soulmate is always with you. This is all for today. I'm Stephanie Burton. This was Project Glow, and I'm now off to date myself. I'm going to eat a really yummy steak and I'm going to watch a movie. And I hope you can get to this place where you are totally and completely, utterly okay and in love with being single. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.